Hey, Elise. So, hey, everybody. My name is Kate Zeckley, and I'm with Salons for Life. And today we're with our artist fellow, Elise Nussbaum. Hi, Elise.
Hi, Kate.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. I guess
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think that's the best everybody can do right now with all of the insanity happening. I think what will be nice and what I've found about these virtual salons are they really are a little retreat away from everything. So I find it really helpful to take time, whether it's like in a meditation or yoga, to just go in and have a few moments to kind of say like, okay, how am I doing? And then how does that relate to the world outside? So I think your salon is coming up on November 15th. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, and the work that you do.
I am a financial coach at a non financial empowerment nonprofit. And our mission is really to make sure that people have the financial tools that they need in order to take control of their finances. So we talk to people about, managing debt or managing your cash flow, improving your credit score, working on savings, long-term goals, things like that. And one interesting thing that's come up is, in this time of intense economic uncertainty, I've really gotten the opportunity to talk to a lot of people from all different walks of life and all different financial situations about what they're experiencing right now. And really work on strategies for, okay, like we were talking about, a 5-year plan, but let's scale back and work
Yeah.
on like a 2-week plan. What's going to happen in the next 2 weeks? That's just been something that's been really interesting and eye-opening.
Name of the salon is Common Currency: How to Invest in Yourself During the COVID-19 Pandemic. And I know for myself, I've been thinking about my own finances of like, yeah, what is the next 2 weeks going to bring? But then also like, what is the next world, the next economic structure going to bring? Because everything's changing so rapidly. So I'm sure I'm going to come to the salon with that in mind. What can people expect?
Yeah, so it is sort of this idea of, okay, when nothing is certain, what do we do? So there is the aspect of like, okay, what do we do with our finances? Like very practical, I call it like practical and tactical, right? Like what are we going to do in the dollars and cents way, and how are we going to look at these numbers and figure out like strategically how to manage our finances when things are
Mm.
so uncertain. And also, my last salon was about basically about emotions and money and kind of how we use our emotions in order to build that financial stability. So there is a part of that too, in terms
Mm.
of, okay, so are these different strategies? What are we going to use? What works for you and your priorities and your goals in your situation? So I think that, there's that aspect of it. And then there is the, okay, so nothing is how it was. Everything is in question now. And how do we kind of take this opportunity to step back and be like, okay, so this is what I thought things were going to be, and this is how I thought things were going to play out. And what happens if that's not the case? How does that change the lens through which I'm viewing my own life and my own potential and my relationships, my relationship to money, my relationship to work, and just kind of really interrogating that, and seeing, maybe there are more paths than we had dreamed of,
Mm.
back when everything was sort of humming along.
I love this because it implies a sense of honesty, I think, around money. And I think I know for myself, sometimes I have really like unrealistic goals because they're blanket advice. So can
Mhm.
people expect to like bring their individual experiences and emotions and to figure out how those can balance out with the realities of the situation we all find ourselves in? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that, I think is the Achilles heel of like the personal finance industry is
Mm.
that there is a lot of one size fits all advice. And you know, it it doesn't.
No.
um, so I think it's really important for people to get, you know, comfortable with that idea of like, okay, well, what works for me, what works for Kate, what works for Elise, because it's not going to be the same thing as, you know, what works for your second cousin or your neighbor or your vet. You know, it's
Absolutely.
everyone has like different motivations and different triggers and different, you know, different goals and different priorities. And I think that that is just something that we always have to keep in mind when we're talking about something as intensely personal as money.
It'll be such a welcome, like I was saying earlier, break away from that which we cannot control anymore, which is a collective kind of country thing, and focusing on, especially as the year ends, you go into the holidays, of taking a moment and recalibrating and saying like, okay, what do I want moving forward, and how can I do that? So I'm looking forward very much to this salon retreat, and it's November.
Terrific. Thank you. And it's November 15th. And also just the I think it's a great, you know, even though we are very distracted right now, I think that this is the time to think about your finances, because I have found that, you know, November comes, December comes, and all of a sudden, you know, we're just sort of spending mindlessly and in a way that doesn't really bring us satisfaction or bring us closer to our goals. You know, it's the excess. And I think that bringing a kind of mindfulness into the holiday season can help with that. Um, just being very aware of what your primary goals are and spending in a way that helps you achieve those goals, whatever they may be.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it, Elise. Thank you for being with me
Thank you.
today.
Thank you so much, Kate. I'm looking forward to it as well.